Victor Gyökeres, Hugo Ekitike, João Pedro, Alexander Isak, Voltemada, and Sesko. 6 strikers that was transferred from their respective teams before to their new clubs. I'm going to be ranking them from 1 to 6. My criteria is based on impact, performances, as well as goals. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Without any further ado, let's get into this ranking. So let's start off with the easy one. Number 1, Hugo Ekitike has definitely been the best signing out of any strikers that transferred this season, because the impact he has made in an inconsistent side as well, by the way, that has not performed anywhere near to the levels that they've shown last season. It speaks for itself. You understand? He came from the Bundesliga. Obviously, Bundesliga is probably the main league that players that comes from the Bundesliga to the Premier League struggles in it, because the intensity is nowhere near the levels that it was in the Premier League. You understand? And Ekitike is adapted like a duck to water. Adapted brilliantly. 8 goals, 1 assist, has the most goals out of any of the summer signings from the striker. You understand? It's not just the goals that Hugo Ekitike has been doing this thing, bro. It's the technical ability that he's brought to the Premier League. Real swagger. Obviously, different trims, same outcome. Obviously, even though like the team has been inconsistent, he's still trying to get involved. He's still trying to come off with things, linking up well, getting involved in the game. And look at the touches, 76% touches, 66% chance created, 95 shots attempted. He likes to take shots from distance, which I like, innit? If the game's getting techy, he'll try and pop from distance. And he's a player that likes to drift on the left-hand side. He likes to occupy like in like different areas of the pitch, man. Different areas. And he's been a breath of fresh air, man. One of the bright sparks in the difficult season for us. So, listen, it's the no-brainer. Who got Ekitike? Number 1. Shout out Ekitike. You understand? Next one, though, second for me, is Nick Voltemada. A similar situation to Ekitike and stuff like that, in an inconsistent side right now, as Newcastle's languishing in 11th position. They're playing today against Manchester United, funny enough. But Voltemada, obviously, he's a replacement for Alexander Isak, who was a brilliant for Newcastle. And he has adapted like a duck to water as well. 7 goals, 1 assist. And one thing I rate about Voltemada is that his technical ability for a player of his height is different. It's different. Let's be real. Like the close control, bringing players into the game, holding off the defenders. He has scored in big games as well. Arsenal at home, Chelsea a brace. You understand? Like Erily, you know, I thought it would have been a lot higher his percentages, but bro, he's a handful in the air in my opinion, and he's very good. He's very silky. He's very silky, but he has adapted brilliantly to life at Newcastle, and he came from the Bundesliga as well. There's a reason why Bayern Munich really wanted him. There's a reason why he really wanted it. Look at this. Let me look at the game, the performance he put up against Chelsea, because bro, in that first half, that Chelsea defense was all because of Voltemada caused them real issues, real issues. You understand? Like obviously put on a play. Obviously he missed a big chance, but bro, he was doing his thing, man. He done his thing still, touching opposition spots, passes in the final third. Yeah, Voltemada second for me. He adapted brilliantly, man. Shout out Nick Voltemada all day, every day. The next player in third place, I'm gonna go for João Pedro. Now, with João Pedro, I feel like he has went off the boil a little bit, but he's not a natural striker. You understand? I know he shows a different side to in the Club World Cup, but you know, shiny new toy syndrome. You know, coming into a new side, you're willing to impress. That's how I thought it was, isn't it? But he's a very good technically gifted player, João Pedro. But he's not a natural goal scorer in it, and I think it's reflect that as he has 5 goals and 3 assists. 5 goals, 3 assists. Second in terms of goal contributions in the league, you understand? Like he's more, I see him more as a number 10, you understand? More rather than a natural striker. But still, like in the beginning of the season, he was doing well, man, in the beginning of the season. I remember he scored against West Ham. I think he scored against Fulham, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Like, let me look at his like early season. Yeah, he scored against Fulham. I remember West Ham, Fulham, and then he stopped scoring. And then he scored against Tottenham, and then Wolves. So the goal scoring point of view at the beginning of the season wasn't reflecting his performance, because he was putting up good performances at the start of the season, you understand? And I feel like from a performance base, he has definitely been more lively in games than the other 3 strikers I'm going to mention, you understand? So for that reason alone, that he's made an impact at Chelsea, but his impact could have been a lot more. But I think you're gonna see that at the second half of the season, you understand? But for me, I feel like performance-wise, he's been better than the other 3 I'm going to mention. I feel like impact, he's had more of an impact, and also In terms of goal contributions, bro, 8 goal contributions, you can't really complain, can you? So yeah, João Pedro is number 3 for me. Number 3. Number 4. Now, I'm going to go for Victor Gyökeres. Now, the impact, has he really made an impact to Arsenal? No. Has he been consistent? No. Performance-wise, has he been good? No. But at the same time, he's still got 5 goals in the Premier League. And also, he has done more in games than the other 2 that I'm going to mention, unfortunately, innit? Like, he's always trying to occupy defenders. He's always trying to run onto space. But obviously, the technical quality is lacking real bad. It's lacking for Victor Gyökeres. This is not really a slander thing for Victor Gyökeres personally, because he's number 4 for me. And because Arsenal are locked in the title race in Manchester City right now, they cannot afford to be carrying passengers. Victor Gyökeres is moving like a passenger right now. They gave him the sympathy penalty against Everton, which he dispatched. But obviously, in terms of performances, it has not been good. It has not been good at all. So, because of that, there's definitely room for improvement for Victor Gyökeres. Definitely room for improvement. But that's going to grow in time, you understand? He came from Lisbon. He hasn't shown anywhere near the level. Sometimes it's because, obviously, the team's not really creating for the middle so you can feed off service. But also, the way he's holding up the ball, trying to get past his players, trying to like be tidy, is not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty, man. So, that's just in my opinion, you understand? But I have him number 4. And this is now the bottom 2, and this one's gonna hurt because there's context to everything. You understand? But I have to be honest. If I'm based off performances, impact, goals, consistency, I have to be honest. And Sesko is above Alexander Isak. Sesko's number 5. Now, they both got 2 league goals. They both has made limited impact to their sides. They both haven't been consistent. But I feel like Sesko's been more involved in the game than Alexander Isak. And obviously, I feel like he's... With Alexander Isak, you know, Manchester United's defence is that the style of play is still inconsistent under Ruben Amorim, and also adaptation periods. He has come from the Bundesliga. But for Isak, it's been fitness and basically the team not performing to the strength of the strikers. But with Ekitike doing what he's doing, given the lack of service and he has to feed off scraps, it does pay Isak in a bad way when you look at it like that. You understand? And because of that, I'm just basing this off performances. I feel like Sesko's had better performances for his side than Alexander Isak, personally. Obviously, he's got 2 goals, 1 assist, you understand? Obviously, he's played 73 minutes, 21 minutes, 90 minutes against Nottingham Forest, 82 minutes. Let me see Alexander Isak is out injured, you understand? So it's a bit of a technical one. But let me see. It's a bit of a technical one, you understand? So how many minutes has he played? 508 minutes played. So he's played less minutes than Gyökeres, you understand? But he hasn't really been getting himself involved in the game. Now, like I said, context really matters. Context really matters, you understand? Context definitely matters. But I feel like, if you see here, 508 minutes played. Obviously, player ratings don't tell the full story, but performance-wise, it hasn't been up to scratch. Like he's had a nightmare start to his Liverpool career, Alexander Isak. A nightmare start if we keep it a buck. Now, he's going to come back from injury. He's going to remind people who the hell he is, you understand? So, this season is more of a write-off for me for Alexander Isak. I don't even want him to play again this season. Let him recover. Let him get a full pre-season. Let him get up to speed. And then next season, you see the real Alexander Isak. He's lack of pre-season Alexander Isak is not the one. He's not the one. So, that's just my thing. But yeah, in terms of Sesko, he's 5. And obviously, Alexander Isak is 6th. But... you know, I have to be honest, man. I have to be honest, but I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all. Get well soon, speedy recovery for Alexander Isak. You understand? Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, we're heading towards 2026 now. Like I said, I got different content lining up. You understand? So stay tuned for that. And until then, I am out. Peace. Later, you lot. Add up the social, which you can see at the bottom of the screen as well. Much appreciated.